Why isn't your cat using the litter box and what can you do about it? That's a simple question with a complicated answer that people pay me a lot of money to help them figure out. And thankfully, you're getting that knowledge for free right here on YouTube. Wow, what a guy, am I right? I'm gonna give you a few questions to ask yourself that will help guide you to an answer about the underlying reason. How to address the problem depends on the underlying reason. So before you just blindly start changing things, you need to do this work to pick a place to start. And if you're stumped, work with a professional. Grab some paper and write down the answers to these questions as you go. You can always pause the video and resume when you're ready. First question, when was the last time your cat went to the vet? It's a myth that cats don't need regular veterinary care, and before doing any behavioral intervention, your vet needs to help you address any potential medical causes of the behavior change. I encourage people to make sure they specifically ask their vet about pain because it's often overlooked in cats and can absolutely lead to litter box use problems, especially in older cats and declawed cats, which is part of why we don't recommend declawing cats. Question 2, when did this start? Is this a long-standing problem or is it something that happened kind of suddenly? Sudden changes make me start thinking medical problems, and a veterinarian needs to do an exam to rule that out. But obviously, there are also non-medical explanations. Medical problems can also come on slowly over time or be intermittent, but a sudden change in behavior always leads me to think vet visit first. You should also think about were there any changes in your life or in the cat's life or anything in the environment as well. Just because it doesn't seem like it should affect the cat doesn't mean that it didn't. Cats can be sensitive to what's going on around them. This also will help you answer question number 3. Is it constant or happening irregularly? If it's irregular, what changes when your cat does or does not use the litter box? If it's constant, it's more likely to be something that doesn't change, such as the litter box itself or the litter you're using. Now, don't rush out and try a new box or litter just willy-nilly. Keep your current setup and try another one that's different. You can use disposable litter boxes to try different litters or use the same litter in a different style of box. Generally, for litters, it's better to go with something with smaller particles, unscented, and that doesn't hurt for your cat to walk on. So skip the crystal and pelleted litters. Cats don't like them. If you don't want to go with traditional clay litter, I like grass seed litter as an alternative. For litter boxes, think open top, big and easy entry. Skip the self-cleaning litter boxes and top entry litter boxes, as while some cats will use them, I see a lot of cats stop using these litter boxes entirely when people try switching their cat to them. Or they may use them for a little bit, but then you basically just punt a litter box problem down the line and it shows up later. If it's irregular, stress should pop right to the top of your list. This includes if you don't think your cat has anything to be stressed about, because cats get stressed out by many weird things. They may not make sense to us, but it's your cat's perspective that matters. Did something change in your schedule? Did you bring home something new? Or is there construction happening? Are you playing with your cat regularly? Can they see cats outside? All of these can contribute to stress. The solution is correcting the cause of stress. And if you're not sure where to start, try adding in more short play sessions or clicker training with your cat. This often helps reduce stress as it's predictable and helps reduce boredom. Question 4, is your cat straining to pee or poop? If so, contact your vet, which seems to be a theme here, especially if your cat hasn't peed or pooped in a while. If you're not sure, get a security camera and place it so you can directly observe the behavior. Full disclosure that I earn a commission if you purchase using the links in the descriptions, but I usually recommend Eufy security cameras as they're reasonably priced, have motion detection, night vision, and at least as of me recording this, don't require a subscription. The motion detection prevents you from having to comb through hours of footage to find your cat taking a dump. If your cat is taking a while or they seem to be running out of the litter box or vocalizing, talk to your vet. Question 5, where does your cat stand in the litter box if they do use it, and how do they stand? Specifically, does your cat put their paws on the front or side of the box as they pee? In many cases, this means that they don't like the litter. People sometimes label this as a cute quirk, but it's actually a sign of discomfort. Question 6, if you have multiple cats, how do they get along? If your cats don't get along, it may be the reason your cat is not using the litter box. This is part of why introducing cats in a slow, methodical, and controlled way without stress is so important. Because if the cats have tension between them, it may lead to pee all over your floor. Likewise, consider if you have too many cats for your space. I know that that isn't pleasant to think about, and that you probably really love all the cats, but in some cases, rehoming one or some of the cats may actually be the kindest thing to do. I'm not at all saying that that should be the first choice, so don't even put put words in my mouth with that one because I don't tolerate it. I'm not saying it's a light decision either, but in some cases, rehoming is a kind thing to do. It's not a black and white issue. You're not abandoning your cat if they're not happy in your home, and it's better for their well-being to help them get somewhere that they can thrive. Now, that still means that you have a responsibility to help them get there and that you can't just dump them, but I see it a bit too often where there are just too many cats for the space and no one is happy, including the cats. Question 7. How are you feeding your cats? Not what are you feeding your cats, though that could be a component of this. I'm talking how. Specifically, are you doing what I like to call a bookend style feeding where your cat gets fed once in the morning and once at night? That may actually be the source of their stress and the litter box problem, or tension between your cats. Honestly, I see the whole feeding a bunch in the morning, feeding at night style of feeding cause so many problems. Just please, 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 multiple small meals throughout the day. That's what cats prefer. Feeding your cats 2 larger meals is not how cats typically eat in the wild. They typically eat multiple small meals because they catch and consume small animals as prey. Cats have small stomachs, so on honestly a basic level, it's easier on them to eat smaller meals. Plus, all that time between feeding and you have hungry cats. Now, I don't know about you, but if I get even slightly hungry, I turn into a complete and total monster. So why would we expect our cats to be any different? It's stressful. Feed your cats multiple meals during the day. I feed my cats 5 times per day, though I have the assistance of an auto feeder for at least one of them. Honestly, even increasing to 3 or 4 meals per day is better than twice daily. Question 8. Where is your cat peeing or pooping outside the litter box? If the house soiling is happening right by the box, it should lead you to think that the litter or the box itself is the problem. If it's far away, it could be a lot of other reasons, but one I'll highlight is the location of the box or boxes. If all of your boxes are in the basement, especially if there's a cat door that they have to go through to get there, that creates more work for your cat to use that box. The box should be in a quiet but easily accessible area that your cat won't feel trapped or cornered in. Skip the litter box in the closet. Cats care more about safety than privacy. Privacy is a human concept, not a cat one. They like to feel like they won't be ambushed, but can also observe their space. Now, that doesn't mean that the litter box needs to be on the table, but it does mean placing it with one side against a wall may be appealing to the cat. Just make sure that that space is easy to find and don't shove it in like a little nook or anything, because then the cats can't leap out of it, especially if you have multiple cats in your home. As you go through these questions, remember that these issues aren't often mutually exclusive. You can have more than one problem causing the same behavior. Stress in particular likes to combine with other issues to create trouble. This isn't a complete and exhaustive list of all of the things you need to think of because, woof, that would be a much longer video and nobody has time for that. If you can't figure it out on your own, don't be afraid to get professional help from your veterinarian or a qualified cat behavior professional. There's no reason you have to figure this out on your own or rely on dubious advice from people on the internet who don't actually know what they're talking about. Good luck, and I'll include a few links to some urine cleaning products in the description in case you need them, because cleaning urine is a nightmare.